everyone, it's LJ here. Welcome back to another video. This is a bit of a different one. You're also in a different room in my house. This is normally where I edit my videos, not where I film them, but hey ho. So I have been told that I need to react to a music video. I'm kind of nervous because I've been handed this. So we'll see how it goes. I know nothing about this person. I have never heard of them before. So this is going to be interesting. But anyway, I will read you the blurb. You may well know them if you've seen the title. You may know this person. I do not. So REN is 25 from Brighton in the UK. Was signed by the music giants Sony after they saw him busking. Shortly afterwards, he started with flu-like symptoms and panic attacks. GPs initially diagnosed him with depression and chronic fatigue. He's now diagnosed with Lyme disease after he sought specialist help in Brussels. So it fits in quite well with the whole mental and physical health thing. I'm still nervous about this, but we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, I've not heard this name before. Apparently this song was released in December and it has like over 6 million views. Evidently I'm living under a rock because I've never heard of him. But we'll give it a go and we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to lie, I'm nervous. I apologise in advance if I ugly cry. I'm assuming I might. Let's get into it. Editing LJ here. So as you will soon see, I get quite involved in the music video. So what I will do is I will add some text along the bottom of the screen to kind of share the things that I was thinking but I couldn't get out at the time. So yeah, you'll just see some text running along the bottom, which is sort of like my thoughts and feelings about it. Okay. I'm so nervous. I've never had someone say to me, you have to react to this before, so I'm kind of nervous. Let's see. These headphones are really not comfortable. They're not mine. Right. Where am I? Yeah, I like the pig mask. I do like the Saw films. Does anyone else like the Saw films? When they first came out, I was like, this is great. These are going to be really psychological. And they kind of are, but they're still not enough. I really want a good psychological thriller horror film. If anyone knows of any, let me know. Because all the ones that people recommend to me, I'm like, yeah, it's really obvious who it is. And I spot it in like the first bit. I've never had a film that's properly surprised me with who the bad guy was. Or leaves me really freaked out. Except arachnophobia, but that's a phobia. That's not a psychological scary thing. That's just me being shit scared of things with 8 legs. Yeah, anyway, I digress. Oh, that's pretty. Reminds me of so many other songs. I love it. You can sing higher than I can.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see. You gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath it. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mustopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Give me a sec. understand why I was asked to react to it now. Right, sorry. Has he got his bum hanging out? Is it a proper hospital gown? See, it's tied up.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easy. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
No fair, he got his clothes on underneath the hospital gown. That's not fair. Okay. Managed to see my cat eating, because they eat in here. Wow. Well, as you'll have seen, I didn't want to interrupt the song, but as you'll have read, I put on some of the things that really struck me. There was at one point I was convinced there was going to be some really ugly crying, and then he started talking about the music, and that helped me to relax a little bit, because up until that point, that was yeah, let me take these off so I can actually hear myself. That was yes, that voice is I can't say that on YouTube, can I? I'll bleep it out. Yeah. That was interesting. I have the person who made me watch it sitting here. I'm fairly sure had I watched that and I wasn't being recorded, I probably would have cried more. But that was I mean, I'm a little bit annoyed that he's a lot younger than me and he's past it all. That's a little bit unfair, but yeah, that. If you had seen and heard this before, please let me know in the comments, and if you haven't, please let me know what your initial thoughts are, because to me that was just. So a lot of the books that I read, I have two major book genres that I read. I read like heavy sequences of fantasy. If they've got a map at the beginning of the book, it's amazing. And I also read a lot of true life biographies, not celebrities. The majority of them are like kids who've been through difficulties as they were growing up, they've been abused, they've been in foster, all of that stuff that I read. And some of them, it's just really nice to know that you're not alone in what you've been through. And some of them, it's just really impressive how they can articulate what they've been through. I really struggle to articulate my childhood, because if I talk about it and I get upset, I just don't really get any words out. And if I manage to actually sort of like be talking about what happened, I'm quite detached from it, because it's the only way I can really do it. And like I laugh about some of the situations that are really not laughable, but hey, dark humour at its best. And yeah, every so often something will come along that just articulates things in a way that is accessible for people who haven't lived it. And I think he's done really, really well with that. That was, I've been in those conversations with myself for many years. They come and go, as he said. But yeah, that was, Right, let me read this thing. So this is the comment on the video. So his comment on the video. Up until I was 9 years old, I would intentionally hear a voice intermittently hear a voice in my head that was not my own. The voice was distinctly different to mine and always a negative. Yep, still have that. It would self-criticise or urge me to do things I knew to be morally wrong. Mine was never morally wrong. Mine was more just to destroy myself. The most peculiar thing about that voice was that it took no effort on my behalf to produce. Yep. My own thoughts always felt like there was a process that required effort to bring them to the forefront of my mind. This voice appeared as though it was spoken by another. The sentences felt predetermined, like they'd already been constructed. Yes. Mine comes from a slightly different place than his, I'm feeling, but yes. I remember very vividly at 9 years old becoming very frustrated with the voice. I stood in my backyard internally screaming at the voice to be silent again and again, and it did. In a flash there was silence, to the point where my head felt like an empty room. I wasn't used to the quiet, and that voice never returned. It almost felt lonely in my head. I wish mine would fuck off. When I got older, I had intermittent bouts with auditory hallucinations where I would hear perfect symphonies, usually at night when drifting off to sleep. Nice. Probably not, but they were so clear they sounded like they were emanating from a radio in the corner of the room. I knew they weren't there, but for some reason they never came with the feeling of fear. I also recall sitting on a bus at age 15 and hearing the sound of a crowded room with about 100 voices chattering away while I was the only person on the bus, apart from the driver. These experiences were always brief and few and far between. My last hallucination was during an intense bout of psychosis in 2015 and was my first visual hallucination. I was walking down a pavement after jumping out of my mum's car at a crossroads in a moment of frustration and distress with my condition. I was trying to run from myself. What appeared to be a homeless man with a dark complexion approached me and asked me what was wrong. I explained that I'd been sick most of my life and I wasn't sure I had the strength to continue. He looked at me and smiled and told me everything is going to be okay in the end, Ren. I had not told him my name. There was something so overpoweringly sincere about this very simple message, which brought with it an overwhelming feeling of inner peace, and in a flash he vanished. Can I have one of them? My rational brain always linked these experiences to what the doctors have told me, that there are parts of my body compromised by the autoimmunity in my body. Autoimmunity sucks monkey bum. That the myelin sheaths surrounding the complex electrical system that conduct my thoughts were damaged and compromised, causing these lucid experiences that I did not know exist inside the physical world. The part of me that edges away from logical and rational thought always attributed these thoughts to some kind of otherworldly intervention that made my thoughts the battleground of some spiritual tug of war. For a long time I never really acknowledged this part of myself, for with it brought the danger and stigma of sounding like a crazy person. I decided with my latest release to the best of my ability to capture and express the chess match of thought. REN comes out in just over 24 hours and I can't wait for you all to hear it. Nice. See, it's fascinating because I've not ever been diagnosed with any sort of psychosis. I don't have like that sort of, any of those sort of sensations. I don't really get the auditory and visual hallucinations, but I do have a voice in my head. The thing is, I know whose voice it is. It's the thing that gave birth to me. Like her voice is on a constant at 111. You can't do anything to turn it off. The problem that I've found with it is when I'm busy, I don't notice it. So when I was living on my own from such a young age and supporting myself, I was at college, I was working, I was moving house every 6 months because fuck renting. And I never had a chance to stop and slow down. And then in my very early 20s, I was in a relationship, living with my partner, everything was calm, I had a good job, I had a house, all of my mental health shit came up. Then we broke up, life got a bit crazy again, and then I was able to get my previous place of living and I was able to stay there for a long term. And after I'd been there about 6 months, I think my body kind of realised you don't have to panic anymore. You've got a job, you've got a house, you are safe. all of my mental health shit came back up again. Weirdly enough, I had this conversation with my therapist today, which is quite entertaining. And then everything went a bit haywire again. And then things sort of ebbed away. And then when I got ill, when I started with all of my autoimmune shit, with the lupus, with the arthritis, with all of that crap, that brought all those feelings up again. Because when I'm busy, if I'm working a full-time job as a teacher, there's loads of work to do at home as well. You don't really have time to think. When I was working previously, I had 5 jobs. You don't really have time to think. And since becoming ill, there's a lot of days that I spend in bed not being able to do shit, or I manage to make it to the sofa, but I still can't do very much. And those are the times when it really does crop up again. And since getting long COVID last year, and now I'm doing even less time at work, there's so much time where I am just sat ruminating on stuff. And although it comes from a different place of where his comes from, that conversation with yourself that's not yourself is fucking horrific. So yeah, I now see why you wanted me to watch it. I'm pleased that I didn't need the ugly tissues, the ugly crying tissues. I probably will go and cry later on because that's going to play in my head and I'm going to have to watch it again. But that's yeah. I'm jealous that he's younger than me and he's got it figured out. But, you know, to be fair, I thought I had it all figured out until I got ill and then... So, yeah, I think it's a really important conversation to have. I mean, you guys know that I do stuff with the charity Mind, which is a UK mental health charity. So I open those boxes. There is a playlist on here that you can look to see. It's a really cheap subscription box that you get once a month, and it just gives you some time to focus on something positive. And that's really good. And come May, I'm going to be doing a live stream over on Twitch where I am raising money for both Mind and for lupus awareness. I was going to do one of them in March, but I have a couple of events in March, so it's just not really feasible. I might do one in April and one in May, we'll see, but the link is in the description as with all the other things. But yeah, that was that. Yeah, I'm kind of out of words at the moment. That was interesting. Let me know what you think. What was your reaction to that? Have you heard it before? Was this the first time you'd heard it? I kind of want to watch all of his music now because I want to see, I'm getting a nodding head. I want to see if the rest are similar because interesting. And boy, can he play guitar. Yeah. Okay. I do also want to point out the fact that, you know, he describes the fact that a lot of his mental health issues stem from similar places from autoimmune conditions, and just from the few incredible spoonies that I know, and from my own experiences, I can attest that if you don't have them beforehand, you do tend to pick some up with it, because it's a difficult thing when your body fights itself on a daily basis. If you would like me to react to any more of his music, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to do that on camera or off camera, and just chat with you about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that in a heavy emotional way. It's the best way to describe it, because it was a really nice. It wasn't nice, but it was. You know what I'm trying to say. Words are hardy body. Yeah. Anything you want to add? No, I've just got this sort of like smug grin on his face because he knew I would like it. Anyway, I'm going to go and cry myself to sleep now. No, I'm probably not. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Loopy love.